Yeah. Yeah, they come in bed, monster, yeah, you know what it is. I'm just a young kid from the SAB, that's what it is, and what it ain't gonna be that. Yeah, I'm on that. I'm really on that. And I can show that, but I won't show that. You know that. You know I can't, because I'm really on that. For real that. You know that. Yeah. Shout out Kodak. Black, because I'm black. That's a fact. You already know that I got the Jordans in the bag. Well, that's Jordans. And that's. But I messed up. Hi. Hey, y'all kind of slide for a minute. But hey, man, I'm back with another video. Yeah, I'm wearing the same thing because I'm doing another video in the same day. You feel me? And I didn't even eat today. So y'all about to watch me eat while I watch this video because I told y'all, when I react to videos, this is something I would have watched on a regular day. So why not react? You feel me? So, and I be trying not to watch rap videos without y'all because I'm like, well, I might as well react to it. You feel me? So, I'm about to eat because I'm hungry. It's just some chips, though. I know y'all might be hungry. When I come up, y'all can come up, too. You feel me? For sure, that. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, man. If you new, welcome to Monster Reactions. Welcome to the channel. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a stranger about me. Walk up to somebody and just be like, hey, you heard of Monster Reactions? Get them to subscribe, you feel me? And make sure you comment. Tell me what y'all want me to react to, if what it is. But today, we got 3 babysitter stories that's apparently horrible. And I'm inquisitive, so I want to know what they did. What these heifers did. You feel me? So yeah, man. We gotta go ahead and get into this video. I'm about to take y'all, talk y'all head up. Ah, dang, speed. I better be recording.
And this is quitting.
I feel like I did something different.
Journey of quitting vaping translating into.
I feel like I did something different. Hold on. I feel like I did something different. Oh. Dang, stop recording. Hold on. I felt like I had did something different. That's why I was skeptical about it. I just say, you feel me? Alright, back to it.
It doesn't seem so impossible anymore.
I don't like how I don't have no ads for y'all to watch yet.
8709.
And I gotta watch somebody else.
The Real authenticated luxury from Gucci, Rolex, Prada, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Cartier.
Shout out to Mr. Nightmare though, but I'm just saying. Hey, this is a good brand too. I'm not sponsored, but y'all can sponsor me. I'll bust down all y'all products.
When I was 18,
These
I was a
chips good.
babysitter for 3 young boys across town from me. They were 3, 5, and 7. I'll just call them Adam, 3, Bobby, 5, and Chris, 7, ABC. Adam and Chris were the easiest to take care of. Adam was a surprisingly well-behaved toddler, and Chris just liked to play his video games and watch TV.
Me too.
Bobby, on the other hand, was very moody, a picky eater, and difficult to get to go to sleep. I had worked for this family for months, and I was somewhat close with their mom, Lucy, who was raising them by herself. They had a decently modest middle-class house. Lucy's parents would help her out with finances and such. All 3 boys had their own rooms. Lucy worked nights at the time, so I'd always babysit till around midnight on weeknights, and my college classes would start in the afternoon, so I worked out schedule and sleep-wise. One night after playing some Nintendo Wii games with Chris, I put Adam to bed, and not long after, Bobby. Chris's bedtime would be 9:30, Bobby's would be 9. After tucking Bobby in, I started telling Chris to start changing into his PJs after his next game was over.
Somebody else.
Chris insisted I play one more game of Wii tennis with him, so I made a deal that he'd go to bed after a few.
I'm not doing all that.
During our game, though, Bobby started crying for me up from his room. I paused the game and went upstairs. As I entered his room, he said there's a monster in his closet. I laughed, and I believe I pinched his cheek and said something along the lines of, there's no such thing as monsters, but I'll leave the door open so you feel safer. Then I asked if that made him feel better, and he nodded. Chris was downstairs calling for me to come back, all annoyed, so I went back to the game of tennis and we resumed. And we eventually finished the game with no interruptions. At this point, Chris went upstairs to change into his pajamas and brush his teeth, and I was alone in the kitchen watching TV. That's when Bobby's cries from upstairs echoed down again. I went up to his room again, and he was hiding under his covers. He said once again, there's a monster in the closet, I heard it. I looked at the closet door, which was closed. I looked at it for a while, actually, then back at Bobby, and asked, why do you think there's a monster in there? And he replied, I keep hearing it moving. I asked him if he wanted me to take a look, and he shook his head no. I walked closer to the closet anyway, and he said don't. I didn't take him seriously. till I heard something in the closet myself. It was very clearly the sound of something alive in that closet that tapped into the door, or something behind the door.
She heard it too?
Bobby whispered, "See?" I turned around and picked up Bobby and said, "We're going to another room." I also grabbed Chris from the bathroom and brought him into Adam's room, where I locked the door. Adam and Lucy's room share a Jack and Jill bathroom with 2 entrances. I went into the bathroom and called Lucy and quietly asked if there was a possibility of there being an animal in the house or in the walls, because there were sounds that Bobby was hearing that I heard myself. She sounded concerned right away and wanted me to check the closet. I kept her on the phone as I went back to Bobby's room. My discovering the closet door to now be ajar confirmed that there was someone in the house with us. I told Lucy, and she freaked out, telling me it was most likely her crazy ex and to get the kids out of the house. I suddenly felt like my life were in danger, and her ex was going to come out of nowhere and run at me. I went to Adam's room and managed to get the 3 kids out of the room, but just as I did, I heard the front door to the house slam shut. I peeked down into the living room, and there was no one there, but the front door was shut.
Oh, bitch, this some scary shit!
I went to lock the door and called my mom. She came home from work early and was there.
Hey, hold on!
Without cameras or anything.
Excuse my language, please, but God forgive me. For real. I thought it was about to be like on some like, cause I don't deal with spirits. I don't play about that stuff. I thought it was about to be something like that. She was about to be like, it was some writing on the wall. Where the noise came from, I heard it in tone, nothing. You feel me? Something like that. Somebody was really there though. Like blood bro wasn't tweaking. I'm telling y'all, listen to y'all. Kids, be honest. I'm trying to tell y'all. Kids be honest, bro. Kids, when a kid lie, it's about something they ain't got to lie. Like, did you spill this drink? No, but you know they spilled it. But when it's something like that, they telling the truth, bro. They not tweaking. I'm telling you, listen to your kids, bro. Boy, that y'all just took me for a loop, boy. I was not expecting somebody was really there. Boy, that'd be the last time I babysit for them niggas.
There's no proof that it was her ex, though. Her ex is the father of Adam, but she keeps him away from her because of their past that I won't get into for her privacy. Long story short, he can't take it, and she just recently blocked his number, which would explain the possibility of him breaking into the house. The police recommended changing the locks on the doors and such to Lucy. She understood I wouldn't feel comfortable staying in that house for a while after that, so she started letting the kids stay with a relative or one of her parents coming to watch the kids. I don't know what happened after that because we kind of fell out of contact. I didn't really like the fact that she was okay with me checking the closet when she was already suspicious that it was her ex. It was definitely a horrifying experience.
No, that's crazy. Man, I don't know what this shit look. Right here now. Shout out Mr. Beast.
I had just turned 14. It was the summer of 2012. I was looking for a job. My grandma had told me about a family.
I was 14 in 2012.
I had 2 boys, Alexander
We're the
and
same
Danny.
age right now, Sean.
Alexander was 10 and Danny was 5. I was very excited to have a summer job and get some extra spend.
Wait. If I'm doing the math, who hires a 14-year-old that's still a kid? And actually, I was 13 in 2012. Actually, so Shirley might be a year older. That's beside the point. Who hires a kid to watch 2 kids that's not theirs? To be in a house by themselves? And who is Shirley's parents to have her go to these folks' house, stranger or not? If they strangers, then that's even more. For a job, you let your child that's 14 go to somebody else's house to watch their kids? But, look at how a 14-year-old gonna watch a 10-year-old. What? That don't even make sense to me. Back to the story, though. I feel like it's about to be some crazy stuff.
Spending money. I went over to meet the family with my grandma, and they were friendly enough. The 2 boys seemed easy to handle and not babyish or whiny at all. In fact, the boys and I were playing with their trucks, getting along great. I set up a date with the parents, and they actually had a dinner to go to the next night.
I ain't about to lick my fingers on
it
it.
time for me to head over to the
house.
It was a humid, rainy night. I walked into the house, and the parents were just getting ready to leave. They gave me a paper with rules and such, things they didn't want the kids to do and their routines. They wrote a little something on the side that said Danny swears he hears tapping on his window every night, but not to believe it, because they think it's just a silly story that kids make up. I was only 14 myself, so reading this was a little unnerving, but I sort of forgot about it. It was a chill night. We watched TV and played with toys. They didn't give me any sort of trouble, but when I told the boys it was time to get ready for bed, I noticed Danny starting to stall and get kind of distressed. I ignored it, thinking he's only 5 and probably wants to stay up later. Eventually, I got them both to settle down and go to sleep. About an hour and a half had passed. It was now 10 p.m. I heard Danny groggily but loudly yell for me. I rushed up to him and asked what was the matter. He told me he heard the tapping noise again. I instantly felt uneasy and nervous, but I just flicked on the light and looked out the window.
Of course, because she a kid.
Nothing outside except darkness and the solar lights from the neighbor's driveway. I calmly told Danny that it was probably just some bugs since it's summer after all. He seemed to come at ease when I said this and laid back down. As I walked out of the room to shut his door, I heard a faint tap noise against his window. I got the chills as I flicked on the light again and looked out the window.
Oh, that's crazy.
And again, nothing. I kept telling myself that it was just bugs flying into the window.
Who gets a kid to watch your kids? That's not babysitting though, bro.
I told Danny not to worry. As I opened the window and yelled out, "This is private property. I'm gonna call the police."
That's not
babysitting. After I
babysitting.
did so, I heard a frantic scurrying into the forest that was across the yard. By now, I must have had goosebumps all along my arms and legs, and I immediately called the police for real. I called the parents right after, and they were thankfully already on their way home. The police arrived and didn't seem at all surprised by what I had told them. They had gotten other reports in the area for quite some time about some stranger going up to people's windows at night, looking through them and tapping on them. They said they got calls telling them the same thing almost every week. Danny's parents just never believed him and I guess took it as some little kid's story or imagination, but it turned out to be very real. They searched the whole neighborhood and never found the person. After that night, I told the family in the nicest way possible that I didn't feel comfortable watching their kids anymore. And I still think to this day what would have happened if anything went differently. Like, God forbid, the window was unlocked or open. Maybe sometimes parents shouldn't just brush whatever their young children say as just
What I just said? What I just said? Come on, bro. It's Fortnite. Listen to your kids. I'm telling y'all. I got a little bit left. I got a shot of orange juice. No, I don't drink.
This happened when I was 8 years old, and my little sister was 6. It's a memory that's kind of scarring, to the point that I just remember it so vividly, even as an adult.
I couldn't live like that,
something that stayed with me.
I couldn't.
My parents hired a one-time babysitter for this weekend that they'd be away on a couple's trip. It was some 16-year-old boy that responded to an ad that my mom posted in the public library. He happened to go to the high school that my parents went to.
That house in the back?
They felt a safer
you both got a big pool, ain't it?
He was watching us for 3 nights from Thursday to Sunday. His name was Nathan. I don't know his last name. If I did, I'd say it. Most of the first night is a blur. I was only 8 after all. I remember not much other than playing Ratchet and Clank on my PlayStation in the basement all night because I was obsessed.
I played that too.
Same thing the next day, on Friday.
I still got it.
I was playing Ratchet and Clank for so long that I guess Nathan came down to build a rapport with me and asked to play with me. He told me he also liked the game, so we played multiplayer versus mode. From what I remember, I actually was having fun and started to like Nathan.
Ratchet and Clank had
the
a
next
versus
day,
mode?
I had my friend Zachary over and we played soccer in the backyard, which Nathan volunteered to ref for as he came outside with my little sister.
Yeah, not the backyard.
Basically, he was a completely normal-seeming dude for my 8-year-old mind. Zachary left not long after we all ate the pizza that Nathan ordered with the money I assume my parents left for food. That night before going to sleep, I was playing on my DS in bed when Nathan came in and asked if I wanted to play more video games, and I'm sure I respectfully told him I'm tired. He would leave as expected, but that's not where this ends. I always was a heavy sleeper as a kid. Not anymore, but when I was 8, waking up in the middle of the night wasn't a regular occurrence. So waking up in my pitch black room was definitely a weird thing to happen that night. I remember flipping on my side after hearing my door closing. I looked across the room towards the door, and as my eyes adjusted to the dark, I saw someone standing in the corner of the room. And before I could digest what was happening and scream or react in any way, I heard Nathan go shh and whisper, "It's me." I didn't respond, but then he slowly got closer to my bed, pulled the covers off of me, and I swear he was about to get in the bed before I screamed stop or something along those lines, and he froze. I got out of bed and left the room. I went to my little sister's room, took a blanket from under her bed, and laid on the floor shaking, feeling extremely confused and uncomfortable. The whole next day, I didn't see Nathan. I knew he was in the house because he fed my little sister breakfast.
What the heck?
But I knew he was avoiding me now. I couldn't exactly call my parents because I didn't know either of their cell phone numbers. It was a weird...
Nigga, you 8 and don't know your folks' number? Nigga, I was 5, I knew my mama number. What? But you know 911, nigga. I would have called 911. He tripping. I know you 8, but hey, I guess me the way the way I was raised, I guess I'm just more advanced than the average 8-year-old. But what? I was taught right from wrong. You feel me? I knew what? I ain't know my daddy number, but I knew my mama number. But what? Nah, hey, lil' Nathan on some weird job though, cuz. Like, nah. And then he in the house with avoiding you. You avoiding a little kid after what you just did or tried. Nah, that's weird, bro. Stop having random people watch your kids, bro. Ain't that much working or being free in the world. I'm trying to tell you.
Long day of me staying in my room and playing games with my little sister. Nathan never came in once. That night, I couldn't sleep for obvious reasons.
And why the parents ain't came back?
I don't know how much time passed before hearing my door creak open again. This time I didn't look up. I laid there until I heard the door close, and then a few moments of silence later, I looked up to the door, but he wasn't there this time. I turned on the lamp to confirm this, but even at 8, I knew he was creeping around again, and I wanted to go to sleep in my sister's room to protect her in my mind. I got up and took my pillows and blanket to my sister's room. And lo and behold, Nathan was already halfway towards my sister's bed in the pitch black room. I yelled at him to get away from her, and he told me to calm down, he's just checking on her. He hurried out of the room, and I locked the door. That was the last time I ever saw him. The next morning, I woke up on my sister's floor and told her let's play games in her room until Mom and Dad get back, which was early in the day, thank God. We heard our parents get home and talk with Nathan outside, but we didn't leave her room until he was gone. My parents asked me why I slept on her floor. I don't remember what I said, but I know I didn't tell them the real reason. In fact, I never did. I regret it often, not telling them all those years ago, so that Nathan guy would get in trouble. I'm scared because of me, he might have actually at some point successfully hurt a child. It's sadly something I kept bottled up my whole childhood, simply because I felt too embarrassed and awkward to tell anyone.
Dang. I ain't gonna lie, I can't even get on dude for that one. I mean, that's the average kid. This ain't me, because I'm going to speak on it. You feel me? I've always been that way. I'm going to say what it is and what it ain't. But, dang, bro, I wish you would have said something. Like, 8, alright. I wish you would have said something, but, you feel me? But, once you got, like, 15, or like a year or two later, if you never forgot it, you should have said something like, hey, you remember that Nathan dude that, you know, y'all used to have watch us, bro? That nigga was weird. And he had this, that, the third. He ain't really, you feel me? Yeah. But he was on some weird job creeping in and stuff like that, you feel me? Like, where is he now? Do y'all know? Like, he's been on some weird job. But hey, man, if you made this far, thank you for watching, man. That was a weird video, I ain't gonna lie, especially that last one, that was crazy. But yeah, man, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I just want to say, man, we out, man. Hey, remember, you can go anywhere. You can do anything. As long as you take yourself with you. Once more, we out. Peace.